Yeah. Yeah. What's up, internet? What's up, net?
Are you going?
Yeah.
Wait, is that YouTube or what is that?
That's YouTube Live. What's up? What up with it? It's probably gonna fall off that thing. As usual.
Oh wow.
Oh my love. What's up? Welcome to the live chat. Just a reminder, we're all friends here.
Like and subscribe.
Hello. Hello. Oh yeah.
Fuck, Chris.
What? What did I do?
I'm trying to.
What did I do now?
Trying to manage.
Manhandle it.
Trying to manage our social media presence.
Our social media managers here.
This is it. We're not
This is
laid out.
the juice
We're not laid out right.
before the show.
We're not laid out right.
What do you mean?
Because I was here last week and everything was like, you gotta lay it out better.
Like what?
Do a better light. Do a better
Oh,
job.
of the products?
Do a better job.
Okay. Here. Products.
Do a better job.
Products.
Is this allowed?
There you go.
This is our office.
This is the longest I've been here live.
Stop.
Make it out alive.
Oh, here we go. Okay, now we're fucking cooking. All right.
Should I start this thing up?
Proceed.
Let's start this thing up. Ladies and gentlemen, aloha. Hola. Welcome to another episode of the world's greatest action sports podcast. It's called the Monday M.A.S.S. And I'm Chris Coté.
I'm Todd Richards, and
It's a Monday.
we had an earthquake earlier. I just want to let everyone know we're okay.
We're just a little bit shook up.
It's been said that it was about a 5.6.
Oh, I thought it was a 6.0.
Well, you're a 6.0.
Rolling.
On your
in my
best
6.0
of days.
With my rag top down so my hair can blow.
Anyway, we had an
Speaking of
earthquake.
that,
It was great. I think, we'll rebuild.
a very compelling start to this show. It's April 14th, 2025. And before we get into the actual action sports news.
I have a story to tell.
Oh, yeah.
Can I start this?
Yeah, start it with the story because this is a wild story.
This is a wild story. So yesterday, I went to go look at the surf about midday, and I pulled into the parking lot. I'm still hurt, so I can't really surf. So I go and I torture myself by looking at it. I pulled into the parking lot, and this woman runs across the parking lot, cradling something and like in hysterics,
Screaming.
And immediately I'm like, holy shit, did someone get fucking hit by a shark again? Because we did have a shark attack at this beach a couple of years back.
Yeah.
And so she runs, and I'm asking around, like, what happened? And this dude walks by, and he's like, well, that lady was down on the beach reading, and she had a puppy, a Shih Tzu. What are those tiny?
A Maltese?
Yeah, like a Maltese.
Like a little...
Like a tiny...
Yeah, dog.
It was a Maltese, which is a tiny dog already, but it was a Maltese puppy.
Yeah.
And the puppy was just kind of like digging around, and she wasn't really paying attention, and a fucking osprey grabbed her dog. If you don't know what an osprey is, it's basically like a beach eagle.
A beach eagle.
A fucking beach hawk.
Dude.
Grabbed her fucking little Shih Tzu and took it up in the air about 30 feet and then dropped it. And luckily the dog kind of like landed on the bluff, which is like a pretty good
gradual
incline. And some guy went up there and grabbed the dog and gave it to the woman, and she freaked out, and she will probably never go to the beach again. But that is the wildest shit. And this morning, I live next door to the ex-lifeguard captain here in Encinitas. And I was talking to him about it, and he's like, that does not fucking happen. Like, ospreys do not do that kind of shit. But we've been having this, a lot of weird sea life dying, and seals going crazy, and dolphins going crazy, and whales beaching themselves. It's because of this crazy algae bloom that they claim is because of the fires and the runoff, because we had all that crazy rain afterwards. So there's this nuts algae bloom that's making the fish and the animals in the water go nuts, and osprey typically eat fish. So the birds, everything's going fucking crazy. And I saw yesterday's season 2 premiere of The Last of Us, and I don't, it's
not far off, is it?
I know what's happening.
It's not far off.
I know what's happening. I know what's happening. So, yeah, keep your dogs on a leash so then at least you can fly an osprey like a kite when it comes and grabs your dog.
This podcast is presented by New Greens. Todd, why is it presented by New Greens? Why do we love New Greens so much?
Because if you don't take care of your body's not going to take care of you, Chris.
It's like the earth. Your body is like the earth.
Plant a tree.
Plant New Greens inside your body.
Yeah, plant New Greens in you. And I will add that, New Greens is just one part of a diet that you should have. I've been taking Pure Prescriptions, also is Devin's company that New Greens is a part of.
I love the Pure Prescriptions immune.
Yeah, the immune stuff
capsules.
is good, but I've been taking a lot of magnesium because apparently magnesium is really good when you blow yourself out. So I've been heavy on the mag.
Turmeric?
Turmeric?
Mammoth Mountain, at Mammoth Mountain.
Still going.
It's still going. It's still
It's actually like hitting. Like springtime is the best time to go snowboarding if you're not broke off. And
it's because like the earth is like, it went like that since the last 30 years. Right?
Yeah.
Turner.
Did crack
Anyway.
open.
Yeah, I've been seeing videos of Mammoth. It's absolutely ripping. It's time to go. They're going to probably be up until June.
And you need to have
at this point.
You need to have great sun protection this time of year, or you will get fried.
That's why we love our sunbum. I was just in El Salvador on spring break working for the WSL, and boy, was it hot! It was scorching.
Is it really hot there, like all the time?
It's hot there all the time, but this is the hottest month apparently. Like it's really hard to surf in the midday.
It's that bad.
It's that hot. But you know what I used? There's a yellow bottle, and it's moisturizer and sunblock. It's not necessarily for like surfing and water sport. It is, the normal water resistant, but I use it now after shaving. So you kind of have the best of both worlds. You have the moisturizer and you have some sunblock, so it's your daily driver. And I like to be moisturized. So thank you, Sunbum. Y'all are the best. Spy Optic.
Hey, let's see your new glasses. These are cool.
This is a mix show and tell and sponsor drop.
Let me see the other pair.
Okay.
I'll put these on.
So these are just now handmade for me. And I kind of went chunky. I went bigger. What do you think?
These are called the Oslins. Jesus.
Man, you look good in glasses,
fucking
bro.
Christ. How do you even see shit?
I don't. I'm pretty much disabled.
Dude.
I would put myself in that category just as far as visual. I'm visually impaired. My glasses are thick. But Spy is hooking it up. Thank you. Mike Marciano at Spy.
Is it weird that I feel like I can see better with these?
But yeah, you look good in those. You look smarter, that's for sure.
I feel like I can see the fabric of this paper.
You can see the fabric of reality through Spy glasses.
These are nice. I like I like these thicker ones.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, what are going to be my daily drivers?
How do you... I really don't understand.
These are really comfortable.
That is gnarly that your eyes are that fucked up.
I know.
Is it one worse than the other?
Yeah, one's worse than the other.
Huh.
It's called astigmatism. I'm gonna break these in a little bit, so I'm gonna go back to the classics.
You should get an eye patch.
I had to wear an eye patch when I was in grade school.
You were one of those kids?
Yeah.
Dude,
super rad to wear an eye patch in elementary school.
Did you pretend you were a pirate a little bit?
Nobody wants to be a pirate. It's hot as hell in here. God. Woo!
Also, we are sponsored by Hansen Surfboards. Hansen Surfboards now has transitioned over to summertime activities. That means your surfboards, your bathing suits, your sunscreens, like Sunbum. You can go in there and get traction pads. You can get spring suits. You can get shoes. You can get surfboards and more surfboards.
I think they're having a big sale, a tent sale.
Probably. They're always having some kind of sale.
Yeah, follow at Hansen Surf on the gram, because when they have these sales, I'm telling you, this is good stuff. And you get a good discount.
Speaking of good stuff.
Yeah.
Bachan's Japanese barbecue sauce dropped 3 new flavors.
Yeah, where is my box?
You don't have them?
No.
They should be here already, but there's sweet pineapple. There's garlic, which is amazing.
That is my jam.
There is spicy honey, which is really fucking good.
Dude, put that on pizza.
And then Hella Hot comes in that as well. Hella Hot's been out for a little bit, but these 3 new flavors are kind of hitting. The pineapple one is nuts.
Really?
Yeah,
what do you put it on?
I put it on tacos last night.
Wow.
It's pretty good.
I'm excited for the garlic. What else we got? MachuPicchu Energy right here. I'm going to need this today because I'm blown.
We'll talk about how blown you are.
MachuPicchu Energy at MachuPicchu.energy. What else we got? Pannikin Coffee and Tea Cheers.
Cheers.
Remember, we just met there organically. Yeah.
Bubs Naturals. Bubs Naturals is all about your collagen needs. That means if you want to have strong bones, you want to have fingernails like in the Guinness Book of World Records, you want to have hair coming out of places
Dude,
you didn't even think you could grow hair. Chris,
like, honestly,
was a bald man 3 years ago.
Yeah. I was like Jean-Luc Picard. And now I'm like Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Engage.
See?
Pedal.electric. Do you have e-bike needs? Well, Pedal
Yes.
Electric can help you out. And there's 2 motors. There's one up front and one in the back. It's like a mullet for your bicycle. Pedal.electric on Instagram. Are we getting new bikes? We fucking better be.
We might
dude.
have
It's
a
been
code, too.
3 years.
Okay, we're getting new bikes for the summer.
Mint Tours. At Mint Tours. I couldn't go to Mount Bachelor. So, of course, they're having great weather. And it looks super fun. Because I am broke the fuck off.
Wait, that was supposed to be your week.
I was supposed to be there. I would have been coming home today. But,
Man, I'm sorry.
But we are already foreshadowing our Monday M.A.S.S trip to Japan in January.
It's probably already sold out, to be honest.
Next year.
I mean, it's 8 months away. It's probably sold out. But you better check. You better get on that list now. DiecutStickers.com. Sunbender stickers, Monday M.A.S.S stickers. Now there's Monday M.A.S.S stickers all over Surf City, El Salvador, thanks to me, because I was the smart guy, and I put stickers in my bag, Todd. We got skateboards. Our friends at Quincy Woodwrights, right here. So I got these right before I went out of town, but now we can really celebrate these. DM us. Make an offer. I'll ship that to you using Vesyl Shipping. That's right. Vesyl Shipping at Vesyl app. Man, they're the best. You know it.
They're so good that Chris forgot to put them in,
right here.
in our sponsor rundown.
No, I use Vesyl
All right,
all
let's
the
get
time.
into the show. People are sick of hearing about the ads.
Sunbender Show, Saturday, April 19th at the North County Art Collective. Steve Sherman, Todd Glazer, Margot Magic, Grant Britton, Jeff Meyer, Mason Wiley. Mason Wiley. I got a Mason Wiley art somewhere. Session Art Gallery, Encinitas, 6 p.m. Follow at sunbender.band. Todd, Surf News is brought to you by our friends at Sunbum. And we start with a sad, it's a bittersweet story. Okay, Greg Browning. One of the best to ever do it. You know, a lot of people say that when their friends pass away, but Greg Browning truly was
He's a
the greatest.
cinematographer genius.
Talking-
And also fellow Star Wars nerd.
Oh, yeah.
Bonded over
Yes, he was a Star Wars nerd. He was the brains and brawn behind the Drive-Thru series. I had the best surf trip of my life on Drive-Thru Europe with Greg Browning. He was also part of the Momentum generation. His parts in Taylor Steele's videos were incredible. And he was like the guy that... He was the guy behind the guys and girls that are out there doing it now. He was a mentor to so many people.
And just fun. He's like the guy, if you find out he's on the trip with you, it's just like, you're like, oh, cool. Well, Greg's going? Rad.
Greg had a disease called ALS, which just looks like one of the roughest things a human could ever go through. And he did it with grace and seeming like joy. All the way until his last days, he was smiling and basically putting everyone else first. So Greg Browning, and you've probably seen this all over Instagram, and all people are pouring their hearts out as they should for Greg Browning. One of the goats.
It's been a rough fucking month,
Dude.
or I should say month and a half, because it started with Dingo passing away, and then, you know, the snowboard community was rocked about a week ago, and, you know, this is just, dude, I don't know if we're just entering the phase of life where, like, shit like this...
Death phase?
I don't like that.
Dude.
I don't like that, but it's sad, and it's eye-opening that you... Every single day you walk out your door, that you make the most of it. You know, sit around. You know?
Yeah. I mean, live like Greg Browning. Give to others. Be joyful. Be happy.
Be fun. Don't be a dick.
Be fun. Speaking of fun, I just got back from the Surf City El Salvador Pro. And it's actually really tough. If you guys listened to last week's episode, you could tell I was pretty blown already, and that was only halfway through. Did you actually listen to it?
No, I don't listen to the episodes. Once it happens, it's done.
So I took Todd's recording, and then I inserted myself a bunch of times in it. And I didn't listen to it either. I don't even think I listened to Todd's part. No, I did listen to Todd's part. I listened to your interview with Paul Zitzer. And
that was the quietest interview ever.
Dude, I had to go through and manually turn everything
Well,
up.
I figured out halfway through the interview. I figured out where the actual speakers were on.
I was giving you shit, and you should listen to that one because it's kind of fun to give you crap in the podcast.
I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's the best.
Oh gosh, it's awkward. All right, so some of the highlights. It was a different type of event. It felt like it was a month long because usually when you're at a championship tour event, you go for a couple days, you got a couple days off, and then you sleep in, and every morning we're up at 4 a.m. I'm not complaining because it was an epic gig. Every surfer on the championship tour at the beginning of this thing was looking loose, smiling. It did have a surf trip vibe.
What about towards the end? Were they looking blown and stiff?
There's just when you go, you see videos or photos of lions on the savannah.
Just laying around.
They're just kind of laying around. And then some of them had headphones on. And it was so long that it was it wasn't all at once. There was a couple days that were crowded. But for the most part, it was just kind of smatterings. And people were moving very slow. I'll never... Jordy Smith, I was in the headset talking on the broadcast. And Jordy Smith is right here sitting down. Literally, I had that lion thing where he got up. He had headphones on. This is right before the final. Meh. And then walked by me so slow. Is this dude amped? Is he fired up? But you just have to because it's so hot. But El Salvador, the government, the tourism board, they treat the surfers and the staff, everybody so well. And it was spring break, so it was crowded in town, but you could get these windows of surf. Waves everywhere all the time. Jordy Smith went off. He was definitely having the most fun. And pretty wild. This is his first event win in 8 years.
That's pretty cool.
He's been on tour now longer than anyone. I think he's got to be nearing 40, right? Mid-30s, sure. Late 30s?
What happened with, Jordy killed it, but what happened with Crosby Colapinto's wave? Did he get... No, it wasn't Crosby Colapinto. Who got the weird interference call?
Oh, that was Kanoa on Crosby.
And what was the deal with that? Because I didn't understand what happened.
Here's the rule.
If you're wondering what we're talking about, it looked like the heat was over. Someone won, and then someone stood up, and then
this happened at Lowers a long time ago.
Yeah,
I think it was Slater. So anyway, Crosby's losing. Kanoa Igarashi is. I think he almost had him in comp. He was definitely beating him by a lot. The heat. So there's priority back and forth, but when the buzzer blows, there's no priority. Like that. Crosby stands up, Kanoa stands up to take a victory lap, drops in on him like you would. But since that split second of the horn going, both surfers standing up, basically Kanoa dropped in on him.
But isn't the heat over when the horn blows?
Crosby was up before the horn blew. So he stood up, horn blows, drops in, Kanoa drops in on him, interference.
So because he was up before the horn blew, it mean that he had priority.
There were no priority, so it goes back to the old school rules of whoever's deepest. Kanoa's coming in what the hell just happened?
It's kind of sus.
Kanoa can't really catch a break.
It's kind of a sus rule.
I think they're going to change it. I don't know for sure. That's what the rumor I heard. It's just kind of
It's like a what the fuck rule.
Yeah.
It's when all the athletes kind of have...
It's way down the rule book.
Everyone has gentleman's rules. This is what we know. And if you're using those weird tactics that would take advantage of a rule, you're like an ambulance chasing lawyer.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seemed kind of...
I don't think Crosby knew what was going on.
No, he didn't know, but all of a sudden he won the heat. Yeah. It was oh.
There was so much that happened, but it's funny, I don't know if you've been to an NFL game or a big sports game where when you're at home watching, you know exactly what's going on, but when you're there, you're kind of wait, and when you're announcing, you know how it is when you're announcing, so much information comes in, but by the end of the day, you're just what happened?
Mm-hmm.
So it felt like that.
Cool.
It was a long event. Jordy Smith won the contest on a board his dad shaped, which is sick. He was crying, and we were all crying. I announced, I think this was my first time announcing with Jesse Mendez, he's steady. And so my whole job was to crack him up. And it was super fun. He's super rad. The whole crew was awesome. Gabriel Bryan, title threat, for sure. Cleland Jr.
Yeah, how's this?
Sentimental favorite. Probably, I think he's kind of now like, I think he's definitely the coolest guy on tour in terms of
just the
everyone's
right
like,
of, I don't care.
Well, like the pros are like in the gym or they're with their coaches and they're like eating vegetables and like training and drinking electrolytes. Every day you go down to the beach right at sunset. Cleland Jr. is out there with like 10 locals just having beers, watching the waves, talking, having a great time. See him around town by himself or with his dad at the taco shop. And he just, I don't know, his aura is super rad. And he's such a good surfer. And it's like, he balances this worldly kind of like man of the people thing with a desire. Like he cried when he lost, which I love to see because that shows that he wants it. I just hope for huge things for Cleland Jr. because he's the best. I was dancing with him at the victory party, or I don't know. I was alone at the club. Let's just start it off. I was alone at the club. We were all at this bar, and then I was like, "Let's go! Like we're going streaking at the quad." And I just I thought everybody was behind me walking, and I got to the other spot, and I was alone. And then Cleland Jr. showed up. It was epic. El Salvador rules. Surf trip event. And I know you don't care about fantasy, but I know some of these people do. For the first time ever, I won both of my fantasy leagues.
So do you get money?
I get money. Barnacles, y'all need to pay up. But Lot Trolls is the gnarly one. Lot Trolls is like, I don't know, 50 people, like all the dudes that surf seaside.
At the end of the year, you get paid up.
I don't know. I just winning the Lot Trolls League is like my world title.
Sick.
Yeah.
We
see your messages out there. Yeah. Shout out Greg Browning.
Where's the next event?
Okay. Up next, the GWM, which is like a car, an Australian yeet. GWM Aussie Treble. Because we cannot use, quote, Triple Crown for a 3-event series because that is copywritten.
So they're using it as the treble?
Aussie Treble. Treble, it means triple. So it's kind of like a series within the tour. Whoever gets the most or the best finishes on a 3 is going to win a GWM car, which I believe that would be on the left side. Wait.
Mm-hmm. So they probably,
right side.
They're probably giving the cash equivalent if they are leaving.
Unless it's an Australian. Right. So it goes Bells, like soon. I think the window opens on the 17th.
And then Burley Heads?
Bells, Burley Heads, and then West Oz, and after West Oz is the cut. So West Oz is going to be that event again where there's crying and people smashing surfboards, which, hey.
Everyone loves that.
I love some drama.
What if you just started smashing everyone else's surfboards?
That would be rad. That would be rad. And going into that one, I mean, people are all over the place. Griffin and Felipe Toledo are both in these gnarly slumps. Like, I don't know what's going on. Italo he was looking unbeatable until he was beaten by Jordy Smith. So I think this is a really exciting year on the championship tour. I'll be back on tour after the Aussie Treble at Trestles. So Trestles will be the first post-cut event. There was another big event at Burley Heads, the Australian Boardriders Battle.
Saw some Josh Kerr
Did you see some footage?
Mangling.
So not only is the surfing amazing, and it's all ages, male, female, etc., but the people on the beach, because over there it's like, it's a little bit different than our board riders. So it's your town, but it's also your like surf club in your town. So it would be like the Lower Trestles Surf Club going up against the Steamer Lane Surf Club. So it's even like deeper than San Clemente going up against Santa Cruz. It's like
See,
your break.
I like that.
It's so sick.
I feel like they should have more of those kind of competitions within all of the sports. Because it would be cool to have like your crew versus another crew, East Coast versus West Coast. Like that kind of stuff is fun.
Yeah. I mean, the West Coast and USA Boardriders is rad. It's a big event. You have 4 women, 4 teenagers, 4 30s, 40s, 50s. So it's a big thing. But over there, it's 5 surfers total. So your best 5 surfers. And I think it's like female, junior, pro, masters, grandmaster, or something like that. But they're just like throwing beer and screaming and yelling, and you have to run up the hill.
It's awesome.
It's Mikey Wright. It's all. So hopefully there'll be a big video breakdown of that.
Good surfers.
Has anyone seen the movie The Surfer with Nicolas Cage? Have you talked to anybody?
Is it out?
I don't know.
Do people go to the movies?
People do go to the movies and they go crazy.
Oh yeah.
And they throw popcorn and light fireworks for chicken jockey in the Minecraft movie.
I don't understand that. Do your kids understand it?
Yeah.
I don't understand that at all.
Well, it was like when people went to the Minions movie dressed in suits. So this goes back, I think, to like the Rocky Horror Picture Show. This is the first one that I heard of where people would bring toast, rice, and like little props.
Buckets of water.
Yeah, and so in certain parts, and who knows where it started, but like there was a wedding scene, people throw rice. There was something like, let's make a toast. People throw toast.
What would they throw at Nicolas Cage, the surfer? Fins?
Wax, balls, fins, surfboards. I guess the movie, it's like not necessarily about like localism. It's about a man who goes crazy.
Right? I like it.
I'm excited to see it.
I'll see it. I'll watch anything, really.
I love that Nicolas Cage came back around.
If it's on the airplane, I'll watch it.
Yeah. So that's surf news. You got anything else?
No.
Okay.
I did get a new surfboard.
So you can't surf at all?
I don't know. It's just like the injury is like one of those.
Can we see your?
There's literally no bruising.
No bruising.
Your
bones are bruised.
I'll talk about this in bruise news, but
bruise news brought to you by what's that thing you were using? That little stick.
DMSO.
DMT?
A DMT stick.
So you smoke the DMT and just try to imagine the bruise goes away?
It's just like a heel bruise really hurts. I'm like imagining trying to like do a cut.
Did you buy new shoes for your heel bruise?
Yeah, I did, dude.
What'd you get?
Just some, what are these? New Balance?
New Balance.
Like,
super cushy.
My daughter calls them steppers.
They are steppers.
They're kind of stepper shoes, but like, man, heel bruise is no joke. And like the bone bruise that I have on my other, because it's awkward that it's both legs simultaneously.
Yeah.
It's really kind of a.
So how did you do it?
I came up short on a jump by like a lot.
And landed flat or landed like on the back of the jump?
I landed on the table, not the actual down slant.
Not even the knuckle.
I didn't even make the knuckle.
You landed mid shaft.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, it was bad, and I took like the brunt of it was on
what were you doing?
I'm not just trying to clear the jump.
Oh, straight.
There was nothing.
Straight air.
It was like I hadn't even hit the jumps. I was just following someone, but I didn't pay attention, and it happened. It was bad.
Damn.
But anyways, hopefully it'll get better. But surfing right now is still meh. But I have a new board to use, and I'm just kind of like.
Can you do like boogie board? Or you only like to surf your short board? That's it. You don't want to go soft top. Boogie board.
I'll go out there and do whatever. I was gonna go paddle this morning, but it didn't motivate.
Too many off sprays down there.
Off sprays.
Dragging away your wife and your children, your dogs.
Condors.
Don't bring your cat down to the beach.
Hey, check it out. Skate News is brought to you by Spy Optic. Did you happen to see the Tom Schaar?
These look very much like these.
Why don't you just wear those? If you have new glasses, why don't you just wear the new ones?
Fine. Here I am.
The Tom Schaar's new part isn't out yet, but it premiered last week.
Oh, star-studded premiere.
Star-studded premiere, and then it just went wild, and it was the who's who.
Chicken jockey.
And then someone went and dropped the big sign of the Encinitas Civic Center.
In the rain, at midnight, in the fog. Nar. I wish I don't have the kid's name, but
little big side.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but it's like
a 9-foot drop.
You can't go down where the traditional one was, so he went on the other side of the sign, down, and then like out across on this side.
Yeah. It's hard to describe if you haven't been there. But
bro, if you're not even local, don't even try.
But apparently I haven't seen Tom's part yet. I think it drops on Thrasher maybe this week. But from what I've heard from other people, is it's the
See if it's up there
greatest vert skate part of all time, and it rivals basically like Danny Way's and Colin McKay's breakthrough, like where like shit just changed.
Right.
After that Plan B video. It's not up yet.
It's not up yet. Okay. There's a lot of other good skate videos up right now.
But I thought that was really cool. And also in my skateboard news, so thrift store paintings, Rich Wilson he's from Salt Lake. He's like
thrift store art.
Thrift store paintings.
Thrift store paintings.
Yeah, he does it's kind of like vintage. He came from the same generation that we did.
Right. The best generation.
I thought something was really cool that he posted this weekend. He was just skating a backyard vert ramp. And I just, like, it hit me in the feels because no one really, when you see people skating these days, like, there's not a lot of, I love, like, this backyard mini ramps, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's cool. But there's not a lot of backyard vert ramps anymore.
Right.
And that was such a part of, like, the scene, is, like, going over to someone's house. It's not your house. Sometimes, like, this is, like, back before, even now, like, you find out where a ramp is, you don't really know that person.
Yeah.
You knock on the door, hey, can we come skate? Like, there was all this part of, like, growing up.
Yeah.
And being...
You had to mature a lot because you had to, like, abide by the guest rules.
Right.
And I mean, you wanted to be cool because you wanted to be invited back to skate.
Totally. And sometimes you had to deal with, like, parents.
Yeah.
And the kids weren't home, and you have to ask the parents if it was cool if you could skate. And, just that whole... thing. So it really warmed my heart to see an actual backyard vert ramp. And there are backyard vert ramps that are out there, but a lot of them are like 32 feet wide and fucking roll-ins and all this shit. This was like a
straight up vert ramp.
16 to, I think maybe 20 foot wide backyard vert ramp, sandwiched in a yard that doesn't have a lot of room. Just like the old school, like
12 feet high.
You're committed. Like if your parents let you build a vert ramp back in the day when you didn't have a very big yard, that meant that your parents
cool as hell
were cool as fuck, and they just were like, okay, you like this, go and do it. Because vert ramps are annoying. Like I think about right now, like if I had a vert ramp in my yard, it'd be so fucking annoying.
Oh yeah.
Like all the kids in the neighborhood coming over, all this shit, like trash. You just get like these weird people coming to your house.
You get like a ring cam update, and it's just two like crusty dudes trying to break into your house.
It's probably so much better that there weren't cameras back in the day.
Yeah.
Because it was like, like if we went over to someone's house and the parents weren't home, you were like, it's not like you were disrespectful, but you for sure like,
you're like,
Lord of the Flies
skate
type shit. Yeah. Or you cut the fucking lock at someone's house because you're a dick and you drove all the way out there. Anyway, I just thought it was really cool.
Chain with like a pipe around the chain.
Yeah, so there's a vert ramp in someone's backyard in Salt Lake City. Go try to find it.
Break in.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I have for skate.
Yeah, I was in El Salvador, and there is one place to skate there. It's a pump track, but it's too hot right now.
This is really. Oh, and I also saw.
We have skateboards.
Grayson Fletcher is on a tear again.
Birdhouse team rider Grayson Fletcher.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
He's on a tear again. So
You say USA made skateboards? What? Right here. Monday M.A.S.
There you go.
An action sports podcast about nothing. Quincy Road Rights. Boom.
It's more like art. Anyway,
we're art.
Grayson did like a front blunt 1 foot, that Tom Schaar film the other day. That was crazy. Like at Tony's ramp. Did like a front blunt and then kicked his foot off. Oh, and there's a new skateboard park in Oceanside.
Landy's.
Yeah. Have you been there?
No.
It's brand new, right?
Pretty brand new.
Apparently it's really, really, really fun. It's like the old. Remember the old skate park that was? I think it was like. It might have been Oceanside. It was
MLK.
No, it's the other one. Maybe it's Vista.
It's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anytime there's a new skate park, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I saw Nora skating there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a new kind of collab going on. Nora Vasconcelos and Katie Simmers.
Mm.
So all of Katie's boards are painted by Nora, and Katie is
she's the Dane. She's
the
like
best.
She has the Dane Reynolds reluctant hero thing going, and I love it.
I love Stephanie Gilmore, and I think she has one of the best styles ever. But I think Katie Simmers now is the most stylish female on a surfboard ever.
I just think it's funny because when like every interview, like any time that she's
Oh my
Speaking,
gosh.
it's the best thing ever.
The first time I was ever aware of Katie Simmers was at US Open. She started doing really good, and I went to interview her. And I mean, admittedly, like, you
were like a grown-up.
Like 6 days into a 12-day event, and it's just like another heat, and it's like a kid who's ripping, and like you're starting to hear how good she is. This is like 2 years ago or whatever, when she won. You know, and it's like, how did you feel out there?
Yeah.
And she looks at you just like I'm not like the other people. and she just kind of gives you shit. Like I thought I didn't really catch on to it until the second question or something. I'm like, she's trolling me.
That's awesome.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's kind of like exactly like the way Dane conducts himself.
You have to, when you go to interview Katie Simmers, it's like you have to come with something different.
Or you have to give her shit.
Yeah. You have to come with a little something different.
I mean, and also she was a ripping skater. You know, Bella Kenworthy too. It's like this whole changing the guard in women's surfing right now is really exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, any other skate bullshit?
Go skate.
Go skate.
Yeah, go skate. Snowboarding news is brought to you by Mammoth Mountain. Mammoth Mountain's going off. Get up there.
So the Swatch 9s is going down, or just went down this weekend.
Patty Zoe now rides for Swatch, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What time is it? All right, for Nixon. So this new trend, or at least I've seen it over social media this week, the Swatch 9s had this jump that was basically like the landing was a
oh my God.
round bar.
I can't think of anything scarier or harder to do on a snowboard than a flip into a rail.
We saw everything from backside 900s, fakie 900s, double cork 1080s, to this rail. I think Lion Farrell kind of kicked it off with like an amazing backside 720 to 50-50 to 180 off. Okay, these kids...
Is this a trust thing? Like, how do you line this up to land off a jump doing multiple spins and flips on something that big?
I think you saw... Mia Brooks posted like the learning curve of it, and like you land next to it, and that's scary. So I think if you follow the trajectory and you don't drift, you can land on it. But like, I'm just saying, like, is this the new thing? Like, what if you're gonna roll up to some ski area and there's gonna be a rail in the landing?
So it's like we can't really spin anymore. So why not just spin and then land on a rail?
I think it's just wild, and it just like everyone is so fucking good.
Well, they've been doing it forever in the streets, right? Like off.
Yeah, but no, this is so different because people are actually doing like legit tricks, and then landing on a fucking round bar.
You're not supposed to land on bars.
So cool. Still softer.
I'm glad you do.
Softer than an East Coast landing.
I like it for you.
Uninvited went down this weekend. The premier women's event in snowboarding. Jess Kimura has really come and delivered something really special year after year.
$60,000 prize purse.
Pretty cool. All kinds of different awards. Just Pro Motor won the overall, but it's just like it's this coming together. It's the last weekend that Woodward Park City was open. It was beautiful. It was sunny. Feel good event. It's been a couple weeks of feel good events. We had the Bomb Hole Cup the weekend before, and then straight into the Uninvited, and it was just really cool.
Tight.
I think it was. Snowboarding is in a good place with like these smaller events that they're feel good events, right?
Well, speaking of feel good event, the Jeff K. Banked Slalom Day.
Yeah.
In memory of Jeff, it looked so joyful. That's how you do a remembrance. Hundreds of people there, riding down the hill, hooting and hollering for each other, showing love to the homie. Where was that? That was.
I think it was either at Whistler or Seymour. It was one of those two events. And
right.
He was a full Seymour kid, so it would make sense. But I think maybe it was a Whistler. I don't know. But anyways, it was just a lot of the friends came out. This has been a really tough time for some people in snowboarding right now. Leanne and her baby Kyber, and then, Pashley, his friends, all through the industry, his wife, and just, not to mention the guides that lost their life. It's been a really rough.
I think it's been the most brutal.
It's fucking brutal. And then people
far.
Are just like recovering from a dingo passing away. So it's like, it's just been really rough. And I just,
You had the kid in Oregon, 13-year-old kid hit a tree.
Yeah, and I think when you think about you and I were just kind of talking about that earlier. Like, there's a lot of people. It seems like a lot of people are dying, but it's like there's a lot of people snowboarding, and it's like you think about it in the terms of like motorcycle riders or something.
Yeah.
Like there's just a lot of people doing the sport, and inevitably that is part of it. Like people will pass away doing these sports, and now that there's so many people snowboarding, you're going to have more statistics like this. But it's it's different for snowboarding when people that are like pillars of the industry pass away. It's just like it leaves a hole, man. It leaves a big hole.
Hopefully we can take a little break from friends passing.
Yeah,
we all need just a little break.
We need a break from it. Anything else going on?
I read a review on the new 32 lashed Fava boot. It's very unique looking. There's like an eagle on the side. It's like leather. But the review that I read this boot looks super rad, and it looks like very comfortable. It just looks cozy.
Are you gonna give up your towards mine?
No, I'm just saying. Shout out to Fava and 32 for that. I also read some news that the Tahoe ski zones are gonna be open till what date, Todd?
Well, you're saying 420. That's Boreal and some other resorts, but Palisades will be open
420
until Labor Day.
Yeah.
There's plenty of snow. There's another storm coming in this week. I think this weekend or next weekend are the last weekends for Bear being open. I think it's a little bit.
Do you think Mammoth might win the open longest race?
They do a really good. They do a really good job, like milking it.
Can you milk a cat?
You can milk anything.
Can you
with
milk
nipples,
me?
Greg. I forgot to mention this that Grant Britton's got his art show this weekend in Escondido. I believe it's on Saturday. He's going to be...
And he's doing a class.
Projecting some of his iconic photos on with a projector.
Yeah.
And then he's going to talk about them.
Grant Britton's is the best.
He's a great guy.
Oh, look. I got the...
What?
This is cool.
What do you got?
So I have a brand new copy of Encinitas Magazine. This is our hometown mag. And we've got Grant Britton and Nora Vasconcelos
This is
recreating an old school Tony Hawk photo. Not one, but look how cool that is. Tail
cool.
block. We call that a tail block.
The crazy thing is like you guys didn't get busted because I've been busted there like within 30 seconds of going there. But
Smith grind and a tail block.
There's kind of not really police anymore, so I think it's probably like fairly mellow to go skate that now.
Yeah, skate everything.
Skate everything. The police won't do anything.
Nerd news and questions brought to you by Vesyl Shipping. At Vesyl Shipping on the internet, go to Vesyl app on the gram. The best, easiest way to ship your stuff. I'm gonna ship skateboards.
Did you
with it?
You haven't watched Last of Us?
No. Okay,
Season
I have
2,
not watched.
episode
I
1.
haven't started Last of Us season 2 yet. I have
pretty
not
good,
finished
dude.
White Lotus. I've been out
pretty
of
good.
town. Do you have a deal with your lady or your kids or whoever? Like, there's certain shows that you can only watch together.
Yeah, I feel like that's like but there's some like there's always like some fucking I'm tired and like if I've been waiting for 3 years for a series to come out and you decide you're gonna get tired on the day that it comes out. No, I'm watching it. I'll rewatch it again with you.
Okay, that's fair.
But I mean,
you weren't into White Lotus, right?
No, but it's funny. I do. I think it's funny. I will watch it if it's on.
Okay.
But
okay,
I mean,
so
like Andor's next week, and we had this. Fuck, dude, it's good. It's a good time to be a TV show fan.
Yeah, you know what I randomly started, and I'm embarrassed to say this, but I never watched the original Twin Peaks.
Oh,
I loved.
Did you see
that? Was probably one of the most impactful soundtracks of any show or movie in my life.
Do you watch Firewalk with Me?
I watched Firewalk with Me, the movie, but I never saw the whole original series.
You're gonna get so much pop culture. Like, there's gonna be shit that's just like, oh my god, that's where that's from.
Yeah, and so I mean, I've seen parts of it, but I started watching it in El Salvador.
Let's rock.
And man, it's so good. So I got it on vinyl. I got the soundtrack on vinyl.
That's sick.
We talked about Chicken Jockey Madness. Did you see there's footage of? Now, look, I don't condone this.
What?
Started off with kids going into theaters and throwing popcorn. That's fine. Sucks for the people that have to clean it up. Then it started getting a little wilder. They were throwing water buckets. A guy actually brought a live chicken into a theater. And the latest that I saw, that I think this is probably the end of the line for this trend, is a gnarly fireworks
In the
theater.
In the theater.
Full on fountains, bottle rockets,
See-
wiling out.
See, I'm just like hyped on popcorn buckets.
Yeah, we have a good one.
Yeah, we have some pretty good
We have
ones.
the best popcorn bucket ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm sure that like the police are going to be involved by this chicken jockey deal. What else? What other nerd news you got, Todd?
I
You're a
have
nerd.
shit.
You're
Let's get
hella
to
nerdy.
questions.
All right, questions are. Well, you
Goodness
tired?
gracious!
Did you just get back from El Salvador time?
I just got back from being. You know, it makes you tired. Like to not, if you don't really exercise, it makes you tired.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
I'm
true.
trying to get a pair of those leg compression boots.
Yeah.
Pants. Trying to get some of those. I feel like those are gonna work.
Just steal them for the next event you go to. They
Oh,
always
yeah, they're
have
everywhere,
those
right?
backstage.
Yeah. Or if you just warm out like pants.
You should. You don't have to walk like this. I also like, I just saw the trend where, people put those blow up suits on, like the characters.
Yeah.
The, Velociraptor, and then somebody comes in, farts into
yeah.
the fan.
Yeah, I don't think
That's
that
good
works.
fun.
I think that's fake, dude.
Come on.
You couldn't. How
Fart
bad?
spray?
You would have to have such a bad fart to nuke somebody in an inflatable
I
suit.
think it's funny.
All right, what do you got for questions? You got any?
I got questions. Matt Allen says, great question right here, Matt. He's skateboards in nature. Tom Schaar or Jimmy Wilkins?
Ooh.
You have a day to skate like either. Who do you got?
Dude, that's like trying to pick in between Chris Miller or Danny Way.
I'm going to say Jimmy Wilkins. Just because, I think Jimmy Wilkins is the GOAT. But God, it'd be fun.
I wonder what it's like to do a neck high frontside ollie.
I wonder what it's like to jump a mega gap and then land on a rail.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Schaar's doing snowboarding stuff on skateboards.
Yeah, pretty much.
No.
Yeah.
So who are you picking?
All right, Jimmy. What?
Me too. Dustin Jones. This is actually a question via email.
Wow.
Hey, Chris and Todd. Share your best, worst story about a time you thought you made it over a wave only to go over the falls.
Ooh. Do you have a good one? I have a really good one.
Oh, what's yours?
We were in the first time I ever went to Fiji, and we got off the plane and then went straight to, we were in Tavarua, and I'd never been there before, and I was jet lagged, and I paddled out. It was sitting on the shoulder watching cloud break on a pretty good sized day.
And that's when you realize there is no shoulder at cloud break. You're
That's
gonna
right.
get caught.
That's right. I got caught by a swing set, and it was like this wave. I've never seen the horizon blacked out like that before. And I paddled, and I made it over the first one, and I duck dove the second one. And just as I was about to come to the surface, I was sucked backwards. And
Yeah.
I was underwater for way longer than I was comfortable.
Yeah, and then you're on the inside there where you really start to get flogged.
Mm-hmm.
Cloud break is
It'll
not perfect.
It'll humble you.
I do have one. First time I was on the North Shore, there's a spot called Backyards that looked pretty mellow. And as I'm paddling out, I'm realizing this is a lot bigger than I thought. I went to duck dive, and when I duck dove, my board went about a foot under the water. My knuckles hit the reef. The wave hit me square in the back, sucked me over the falls, dragged me on the reef, just worked me, and I might have cried. I might have cried.
But they can't see you cry because there's water all over you.
Yeah. Cry is free, even in the water. Mike Mahoney, thanks for the PR shout out. My friends got a kick out of that. More drama unfolding. Stay tuned.
Oh, for Puerto Rico.
So, Puerto Rico, we got your back. Whatever we can do. I don't, if I need to bring a jackhammer over there and start taking out concrete, I won't, but I would. Eric Brill, I believe this is for you.
Okay.
DMT rules.
No, DMSO.
Oh. DMT rules too, though, if you think about it. DMSO rules. We use it for many things. It will take what you are using and make it 30 times more effective. I had a 55-gallon drum that weighed about 180 pounds do a rail slide down my shin. Still surfed the next day. still sore 2 months after, but it works. What is DMSO?
So DMSO
Psychedelic?
No, it's a derivative of the paper making process, which on its own sounds really crazy.
Okay.
But it's this kind of like this miracle substance that has incredible anti-inflammatory properties.
So this is what you were rubbing on your heels?
Yeah, and the crazy thing about it is like you don't like there's all kinds of different dilutions of it, right? Like you can like
thick or thin?
No, it's just like how much of the actual DMT is in it. Because the one that I have is like excuse me, DMSO. The DMSO that I have is 70% DMSO, 30% aloe.
Okay.
So
aloe.
So the thing is like DMSO is a great conduit for whatever else you have on your skin. And it's a cautionary tale too, because if you have some shit on your fingers and you rub DMSO on, it will take whatever you have and introduce it to your bloodstream. It's crazy the way that it will let things into your bloodstream.
So like, is a skin thinner?
People's skin react differently to it. Like some people get like hives.
Where do you get
rashes. It? You can get it online, and it's one of those substances that is not the
EPA?
the USDA.
Is it like a Joe Rogan type of thing?
Maybe, but it's had such a crazy history within the health industry, like way back.
Okay.
Like we're talking like way back, like way back. So like the beginning. I don't know how this stuff started to be. Like someone was like, you know what, it'd be great if we took this paper, like this byproduct of paper manufacturing, and used it to blah blah blah. Like
it's always people who are into drugs.
Right.
They're like, what's this stuff behind the paper mill? Should we smoke it?
But this stuff, I tell you, man, it's wild.
So you use just DMSO, or are you going like a Tiger Balm with the DMSO?
Well, you don't. I mean, the Tiger. Like, if you think about Tiger Balm, would you want Tiger Balm in your bloodstream?
No, like that's eating it.
Right.
Yeah. No,
so you kind of don't want that. So you have to be careful. Like when I've been using the DMSO, I make sure that my leg is clean before I put it on, or my heel is clean, and then I apply it, and it works. Like it. I don't have any bruising, and the fall that I took, I should have like eggplant ankle. You know what I mean? Like those really, really colorful
you should
green,
be Bruce
purple.
Springsteen.
I should be Bruce Springsteen. And it's not. I'm not at all. And I credit that to the DMSO. But there's a couple weird caveats with it. You can
both say caveats at the same time.
You can get really bad breath. Like really bad breath. Like the side effects
I wasn't going to say anything, but it's happening.
For whatever reason, the DMSO uses the water that's in your body and so you can have a tendency to become constipated. You can have skin lesions.
Oh.
And blisters.
Oh. You
can have stomach nausea. But I have this book that kind of tells you
this is a stick.
It's a stick. It's this roll-on stick. A lot of this stuff I take it with a grain of salt. It's like fucking witchcraft, right?
Yeah.
Like what is this shit? I don't know. But I just started using it, and the fact that I didn't get I started to use the DMSO, no bruising.
Right.
And like I said, dude, for the amount of pain that I feel, I went to the doctor right after the show last week.
Yeah.
Because I was like, okay, I should probably have this checked out. The way that I usually approach things is
something's wrong.
If I don't go to the doctor, then I'm not hurt.
Yeah.
So I went to the doctor, got some x-rays, and he's like, no, you're good. You just probably have a really bad bone bruise. I didn't get an MRI yet.
Yeah.
But I went and got 2 pretty substantial x-rays of both my right, I guess it's the fibular head. It's where your fibula goes into your knee.
That was my nickname in high school.
Fibular
head.
And then my heel, and there's no breakage, but the bone bruise and the bruising of the muscles and tendons that are around these things it's substantial. Wow. And it's making it easier. I'm still not I bet I could go snowboarding maybe. I could go surfing, but I wouldn't want to.
Why don't you just chill?
I'm gonna chill another week, and then I'll go and destroy my summer.
Okay. Well, that was a good question. This is a serious question.
No, it's serious.
Brent, my guy Brent, Cobra Time, part of the Adult Swim crew. What's worse, when you hold a fart and it goes back in, or when you have to sneeze but just can't make it happen and it goes away?
Have you ever had to hold let's say you're getting a massage. I've had to hold. You can turn a fart into a burp.
I had to hold a fart.
You can push it back up in.
I had to hold a fart all the way from Dallas Fort Worth to San Diego Airport because I had two young, attractive women sitting next to me on the plane, and I was in sweatpants. And so, usually on a plane, like whatever, let it go. Everyone, we're all in the same boat. But in this instance,
do you ever just try
you ever
just try to like let it out a little bit at a time?
I was in the green room at the surf contest, and I'm eating beans, pupusas, and I don't know, one afternoon I was in there by myself, relaxing before my next heat, and I'm like, so it seems like a good time for it. Ripped it, and I smelled it, and I was like, oh God, that's bad. And right then, door opens, 3 women that work for the company walked right in, and like I'm in the back corner, and like they walked, all their stuff was around me, computers.
Oh God.
And they walked right into the cloud, and I pretended to grab my phone and got up and walked out. I know for a fact that the second I left, they all looked at each other like, dude farts in here and leaves? Like, what the fuck?
It's hard to bottle a sneeze, dude.
Yeah.
And I think it's dangerous, right? Don't they say if you
die,
you explode your face?
Sneezes are satisfying.
Are you a loud sneezer?
I mean, I can kind of do both. I like to let them rip at home.
I trip on people that are like,
yeah, it's not.
There's no satisfaction in a small sneeze.
No, but you can't always let them go.
Sometimes I do, and it just shoots everything, and I always do it in my.
I'm gonna say I'd rather hold a fart because holding a sneeze, like we said, is dangerous. Good question, Cobra.
Holding a fart's dangerous too, though.
Assorted Surf Picks wants to know, got any picks for bells?
Nope.
Katie Simmers and screw it, Jordy Smith. The big boy's back. Let's go.
Didn't Griff win bells last year?
Griff better win bells this year.
Did he win last year?
I don't remember.
Okay.
But he better win this year.
You should know. This is your fucking job, dude.
I'm here. Devin Curran. Question, Todd, how is your bruised heel and shin splints healing up? Chris, does the world know that you're in Mark's book? Such a cool thing to hear.
I'm fine.
You just talked about it. I am in the new Mark Hoppus biography, Fahrenheit 182.
Did he talk about you? Or is there a picture of you?
He talked about the Pop Disaster Tour, and he talks about kind of the drama behind the scenes, but then he talked about one of the saving graces of the tour was my band Cut You Up being there and lifting everybody's spirits. And then he tells the story and mentions me getting branded by Billy Joe. And I've been listening to the book on Audible.
Is it him reading it?
It's really great. Yeah, it's him reading it. It's like just fun and interesting.
Where does he live now?
He lives in LA, but it's just cool because it's like their story really is that like once in a million shot.
Like we're just like the town band.
Yeah, like he moves to San Diego. He doesn't have any friends. He's like, he's got anxiety issues and all that, but he's also like a ham. He meets Tom. They start writing songs, and they're like, oh, like this is fun, and they just keep doing it. With like their original goals was like they just wanted to play a real show like at a venue.
Is this before they had when did Travis Barker come in?
Travis came in later.
Who was the original drummer?
The original drummer was Scott. That's who I was the drum tech for originally. And it's just rad, and it's like you can tell it's heartfelt, and like cool. It's a really good listen. Great audiobook. Especially chapter 34 where I'm mentioned. Listen to that chapter a couple
When was
times.
the last time you saw him?
I saw him over the holidays at a party at Tom's. Cancer survivor, rad. And
he's a nerd too.
Yeah,
he likes nerdy shit.
Oh, yeah, definitely a nerd. Surf Sepuedes says, what got into Jordy to make a comeback like that?
Do you think it was the wave?
I think it was the wave. I think it was attitude. He's definitely surfing with joy and freedom.
It didn't look to me like you when you watched a lot of other people surf that wave, there was a lot of like urgency. And for whatever reason, Jordy didn't look like he was like trying that hard.
I feel like the judges on a point break like that, especially when it's offshore, it's like really not easy to surf. We could surf there and like go down the line and it'd be beautiful and all that. But Jordy was like one line and super powerful, tons of spray. And you could tell him and Matthew McGillivray, who surf J-Bay a lot, they grew up at right-hand point breaks that are windy and da-da-da. They just looked very comfortable and cozy. But Jordy was like smiling and almost looked like, and I don't want to say he's retiring because no one said anything like that. It doesn't seem like he would or should.
Shackles
but
off.
He's kind of just like, look, I'm still doing it. I'm still loving it. I'm getting paid to surf. I just had another baby. Like, this is the best. And he said that in an interview, like, I'm having so much fun. And like just hanging out with him a little bit just during the event. He's just cruising. So I think that
sick.
The pressure's off. You know, he's always kind of been one of those guys considered one of the best surfers ever to not win a world title. And I think that probably weighed down on him for a while. And now he's just like, wait, screw this. I'm having fun. Rich wants to know, are you nude and can you send me a photo?
Wow.
Not nude.
That's aggressive, though.
Can send you a photo. You know I just told you up front. You remember that?
What?
About my dreams? We'll talk about that later. Todd, you have anything else?
No, that's it. We should go now.
Okay, we're going to go. But thank you guys for watching, listening, tuning in, tuning out.
Stay tuned for my DMSO journey.
Yeah. Todd's going to take another deep DMSO journey. And we'll be back next week with another podcast.
Next week is Easter. So remember, happy Zombie Day.
Bye.